Hi.
Hey, Facebook land. This is Angela.
And Hannah.
And Hannah. One of these days she'll get used to introducing herself. So we are on day 15 of the Go Live 30 challenge, and we are disking the movies. So this is Disc at the Movies. And today we are doing The Secret Life of Pets. So if you have a pet, tell us what kind of pet you have and what personality you think your pet is. Okay, so and we'll share ours with you at the end here. So for our D's, we always start with our D, our outgoing and task-oriented characters, which is it was a little more difficult being pets, I thought. Did you think it was more difficult because they're not like people, right? And so they pets usually like people, and that's one of our questions. Are they more people-oriented or task-oriented? It's made it a little more difficult for me, but I think we got it. Tell us what you think. Hey, Becky, how are you? All right, so for our D's, we have Duke, the big shaggy dog, who came in unexpectedly as Max's new brother, and he wasn't too happy, right? And as soon as things started going south, Duke took over, right? Kicked Max out of the bed and just barreled through the house, right? Have you ever met anyone who you would explain that person as a bull in a China store, where they just kind of go in, just guns blazing, and they just plow their way through life? That can be a D trait. And so Duke literally reminded me of that when he was just plowing through the house and making himself at home, right? And then we have Chloe, also listed as a D. She was the cat who debated on whether to eat was it a turkey? Chicken or a turkey. And then as soon as she gave in and finally ate that whole chicken or turkey, then she found the cake, right? And then she was just very curious and outgoing, but not really about the people, more about like things and stuff, and always was doing things, not necessarily doing things for people, just very outgoing and curious. And then Bunny, the bunny, Snowball, definite D, right? And again, like we mentioned before in one of the other characters, gave everybody nicknames, right? Tiny Dog. Hey, Tiny Dog, do you mind if I call you Tiny Dog? Let's call you TD for short, right? Very outgoing, very on the task. Whatever the task was, he was getting it done, right? He cared about people too, but he was all about the task and getting things done. Then we have our I's. I's are outgoing and people-oriented. And our I's was Peppy. Remember Peppy, the Chihuahua that was like bouncing up and down, right? So excited and just constantly go, go, go. Gidget, who talked non-stop. Even when she was mad, she yelled, right? She yelled and she talked more and louder. So Gidget talked the whole movie. Every time you saw Gidget, she was talking to someone. She talked to the TV. She had to talk to the other dogs.
Like you.
Like me. She says, Mom, she's like you. She talks constantly. So Gidget, and even though she was outgoing and talkative, right, she was all about people. Always, or dogs in her case, dogs. And then Leonard, our total party animal, the white poodle, as soon as his owner left, it was party city, right? He was all about the party. So that was our other I. So those are our three I's. And then S's, we have people who are reserved. So reserved, but care about people as their priority. So those would be Buddy. You want to show them Buddy?
Which we have today.
This is a Buddy dog. We actually had him on the shelf.
From McDonald's.
Yes. So Buddy, who's totally happy to just go wherever anyone else was going, whatever anyone else was doing, and be helpful. Remember, he found Max's ball, helping Max out. Katie, the owner, the only person in this other than the dog catchers. So Katie didn't get dogs because she was lonesome and needed a dog. She got dogs, both of the dogs, because they needed a home. Remember when she brought Duke home, she said, oh, I know, Max, it's going to be kind of hard, but he doesn't have a home and we need to give him a home. And that's her motivation for getting animals. So Katie was our S. And then Norman, the guinea pig, who we have a soft spot for guinea pigs. Norman, he was just happy to hang out. Even when he was captured by the bad guys, he was just happy to hang out, and nothing fazed him. He was being held by the what was that bird? Whatever that predator bird was.
Tiberius.
Tiberius, who's our other S, was holding him and considering eating him, and Norman's like, "Hi, dude, I just love you. You're just so awesome." Just totally going along with whatever was happening and happy to be wherever he was. Tiberius we put down as an S because, yes, he was about to eat Gidget, probably because she was talking too much. But as soon as she promised to be his friend, all he wanted in the world was to have a friend. And once they were friends, he would do anything for her. And S's will sacrifice anything and everything for their friends. They're amazing that way. So, and Hannah's an S, which is why she's like, yes, we are. We're amazing. Now our C's, last but not least, are reserved and task-oriented. And we chose Mel, who was the little bulldog who was so excited to yell at the squirrels, right? And that you would think is an aggressive trait. But his job was to make sure the squirrels stayed where they were supposed to be, right? And he had a process every single day of moving the furniture and getting all his stuff ready, opening the curtains, and then getting up on the chair, waiting for that squirrel, because he knew, and his job was to make sure that squirrel stayed where he was supposed to stay, right? So we put him as a C. Our other C was Max. Max, hey Odalis, hey Terry, hi guys. Me too, Terry, you're an S, Terry? I'm thinking she was mean an S. All right, let us know. So Max, right? Everything was about the rules with him. He was going to sit there all day and stare at that door until Katie came home, except everything went crazy on him, right? He liked his place. Yep, an S. I could totally see that because you were like totally Mama Terry, which is awesome. We love that about you. Right, Hannah? She doesn't remember. She doesn't recognize your picture. It's Gracie's grandma. Oh, she's like,
wait, which Gracie?
We'll talk later. Okay, Christina's mama.
Oh.
Yes, okay.
Wow.
Sorry, squirrel. I squirreled on you. Hi, squirrel. So Max, who was totally happy to hang out with Katie and wait for Katie and follow the rules, right? He was all about the rules and making sure that everyone knew it was fair and right, and he had a process for everything. And then the other one, which I thought was funny, I did not expect to be a C, was the pig, Tattoo. They had tattoos all over him, right? I didn't expect him to be a C. I was thinking because he looked, he had tattoos all over him, I was thinking he must be a D. But no. See, don't judge people by their looks, right? He's a total C. So as they're driving the getaway car, when they rescue the animals, the very first time they get caught by the dog catcher, the bunny, Snowball, comes in with his little army of people, and the pig is one of them, and they rescue their friend who's been caught by the dog catcher. Well, as you're watching them drive away, that lizard's like hanging onto the steering wheel and laughing hysterically, but the pig, Tattoo, is reading the owner's manual of how do we drive this car, right? That's a total C. Like, wait a minute, I got to read the instructions before I do anything, right? So the pig Tattoo, we also have listed as a C. And then Pops, the dog that has the wheels behind him because he's an older dog, but he has figured out a way to get around the whole city even though he has this wagon and his back legs are in the wagon. So total C, right? So smart, they can figure out a way around any obstacle. C's are amazing, amazing people. So we told you we would disc our pets, which was harder than we thought.
Can I go get my pet?
No, you
If
can't
I
go.
close?
No, you can't go get your pet. So, welcome to our family. So, Callie, you want to talk about Callie? Callie's our guinea pig. This is Hannah's guinea pig. And what do you think Callie is?
An eye.
An eye. And why do you think Callie's an eye?
She's always very hyper and talking to me.
She does talk. What does she say when she talks? What else? She makes a funny noise when you pet her fur the opposite direction. She goes, yeah. Hannah does a really good guinea pig. We think she's part guinea pig. So Hannah's thinking she's an I, because she talks to you. Okay.
She talks nonstop.
Because she talks nonstop. She
And
makes
she's
lots
always
of noises.
hyper running around her
She
house.
does jump around like popcorn.
That's actually a guinea pig trait.
Okay.
It's called
It's a
popcorning.
guinea pig trait. Okay.
Called
so,
popcorning.
welcome to, this is what happens at my household all the time. We discuss personalities and DISC, and it's become
And
our
guinea
life.
pigs.
And our dog, Pepper, who, again, we can't bring here to show
Pepper!
you. He's a schnoodle. And I think he's an S because he's totally happy to lay and sleep unless someone knocks at the door, and then he will go and bark. But unless someone is like invading the backyard, invading our space, he's totally happy to sleep and hang out and chill. And he can be with you. He doesn't necessarily have to be right next to you. It's not that he's a social thing. He's very protective, and it's all on his terms. But
He's not difficult. He goes, come in. He
and
greets
when
you at the door and lets you come in.
right, and when he does lay, he lays in a way where he's like watching the door as he's protecting the family. So he's very protective, and that is an S personality. Yay! Yes, we love the different personalities. It's helped Hannah a lot. How does it help you, Hannah, knowing personalities?
It helps when I get in a fight with my friends.
Ah, so when you get in a fight with your friends, how do you use the personalities? Do you remember their personality, or do you talk to them about
I
it?
think Bella has changed her personality.
So Hannah actually, now that I have Hannah on the spot, she actually shares personality styles with other kids. And she teaches them, especially kids who are being bullied or picked on or don't get along so well with people and don't understand why. Hannah teaches them about personalities and teaches them why certain people behave a certain way, because all we can do is see how people behave and then adjust our behavior, right? So by watching how people behave, she's really quick to pick up on personality clues. So a lot of what we do in the Disking at the Movies is all looking for clues in personality styles. So as we share this with you, I hope you're relating that to people in your life and how you can pick up on these clues and go, oh, okay, so this is why they're not attacking me. They're just looking out for their own best interest, right? Sometimes it feels like that we're getting attacked, but really they're not going, oh, I am going to set out to make her day awful, right? Oh. Okay, good to see you. So they're not always doing things to you. We're just always out to do what's best for us, right? So when we know that about each other, it makes us step back a little bit and maybe not react so quickly to things and consider why someone's doing what they're doing, right? And in this world where we're so quick to attack each other, I highly encourage, and I hope this helps you, to take a minute and pause and consider why someone is doing something that might be upsetting you, and instead adapt a little bit and reach out to them and try to find a middle ground. So I hope that helps you. I hope you're having fun watching us and hanging out with us, Disking the Movies.
Tomorrow is Finding Dory.
Finding Dory. Oh, love it. So don't forget to tell us about your pets and what personality style you think they might have and what personality style that you think you might have. And if you want to know for sure, I do offer DISC assessments, so message me or comment here and I will reach out to you and we can find out what your exact blend is, because we're all a blend of all four. Absolutely. Pause and pray, Terry, and reach out with love, right? Absolutely. All right, guys, love you so much, and we will see you tomorrow.